Right, well, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining the latest webinar from VanillaIP. Today we are going to be talking about the VanillaIP incentives and initiatives. Now, this has been part of a series of webinars that we've been running all year, actually, and you can see some of the ones that we've done already. So we've done the omni-channel contact center and the new dashboard. So that was introducing the new media streams that we've now brought into our call center portfolio, such as web chat, such as callback, Twitter, and soon to be released email as well. So very exciting things happening in the contact center field. We also introduced flexible seating, or hot desking as some people like to call it, and flexible working. A very important one, maybe not the top of everybody's agenda in terms of interest, but very important nonetheless, and that's GDPR, MiFID II and PCI call recording. Bespoke packaging, which was talking about our feature appropriate user, which we'll be talking about a little bit today as well. And we introduced our education and charity users. We're going to be reiterating that today. That's part of the initiatives that we're going to be going through today. And lastly but not least, the Akixi call analytics as well. So this is a very exciting development with VanillaIP, because we've now got fantastic call analytics for hunt groups with the Akixi solution. So lots going on. For those of you who've seen the webinars before, you can go back and have another look if you like, refresh your memory, use it as a revision piece if you like, and for those of you who haven't seen the webinars, please go back and have a look at the past webinars, and you can get those on vanillaip.com/webinars, so you can sign up for any future webinars there and also any past webinars as well. But what we're going to start with today is a client conversion program. This is something that we launched at our partner day about 3 months ago, something like that. So we thought it would be good to just reiterate the message, remind people about it. And for those of you who haven't signed up for it yet, it would be worth signing up to take advantage of the offer that we've got. So just some stats to kick off, really. I think we all know that it takes a lot more effort and cost to bring on new customers than to basically harvest our own base, to get more business from our existing customers. Existing customers we've got the relationships with already, so it is easier to get business out of them. Just like I say, some stats, by increasing customer retention by 5%, you can increase your profits by, well, between 25 and 95%. I don't know where that figure comes from, but it's from a trusted source from Forbes. So I've got to take that as read. And also another stat as well, selling to new customers, you'll have a retention rate of about 60 to 70%, whilst the success rate of selling to a new customer is 5 to 20%, something like that. So there's compelling evidence there that we should really be harvesting our base, going back into our customers. We've got the relationships with our customers already. By selling another service or solution to our customers, we're going to make them even more sticky than they are today. It's going to be a lot harder for them to leave than they would be able to if you were just selling one service to them. The other benefit as well is that you can increase the value of the customer, and I'm not just talking about the customer value on a monthly basis, on an annual basis, but for the lifetime of the customer as well. So it's customer lifetime value that we should be looking at. So it's a very simple program that we've got here. It's basically for any other bases that you have, that you are invoicing on a recurring basis. That could be GSM mobile, it could be connectivity, it could be photocopying services. It doesn't have to be in our industry. As long as you've got a base of customers that you're invoicing on a recurring basis, then they will qualify for the offer. And what the offer is free smart user, free of charge for 12 months, How it works is you'll pay for the first month, and then for 12 months after that you will get the Smart User free of charge. It's as simple as that. There are some T's and C's obviously applied to this, so it is just for the Smart User package only, so it doesn't include any other add-on services. It only applies to new businesses created in UBOS, so anybody who's, any of your customers that are already using VanillaIP then they won't qualify. So it's non-VanillaIP customers, but it gives you an opportunity to go into those customers, sell the VanillaIP service, and bring them into the fold. Now, the program's going on until the 31st of December this year, so that is going to be a hard close. Any claims coming in or any deals that are coming in after that date won't qualify. And it doesn't qualify if it's an education or charity user, or if it's being used with any other offers as well. The one thing that we do ask is that we, as proof that they are a recurring customer of yours, we do require to see an invoice or the prior 2 months invoice from the claim date. Now there are some other T's and C's, but those are probably the main ones. And hopefully you'll be able to make hay with that. The process, although there's quite a few lines here, it is quite a simple process. If you want to take advantage of this, please email me. I've got my email address there on the slides, and request the terms and conditions. I'll send those off to you so that you can have a look at them in advance. And I'll also send a form to you which you need to fill in. Now the form just includes things such as your company name, obviously, what the types of bases you're looking to convert over to us, whether that's GSM mobile or photocopier services or whatever, and various other bits and pieces of information. Once I've got that back to me, I will populate an e-contract basically and send that off to you for signing. So it's very simple. We do require you to sign the terms and conditions before you can make a claim. Apart from that, that's the client conversion program. I hope you'll find that exciting and something that you can really take advantage of and improve your profits and revenues. So going on from there, let's just have a little bit of a look at the education user. Now quite a few of you will be using this already, so it might be a recap for you, but for those of you who aren't using it yet, then I would urge you to, if you've got any schools, any colleges, to use this this initiative basically. So essentially, with schools, they are probably more, they have more requirements or different requirements and challenges compared to other commercial organisations. So, any of you who are selling into schools will probably get what I'm saying there. But from a school point of view, you might have the office, which is very challenged in the first part of the day in terms of the peak times. Pupils are coming in with sick notes and notes to say that they can't do PE today and all this sort of thing. They need to update records on SIMS and other CRMs, etc. So there's a big challenge there with how schools manage and administer the running of the school basically and the school day. Other challenges that they have are contactability. We can use call queues and mobile apps and overflows to static coordinators, but schools are quite often geographically diverse. They might be a campus environment where you've got lots of different buildings. They might be, they probably will have school playing fields. So they are quite wide-ranging and large organisations and areas to manage. So teachers, administrators, even the pupils need to be contacted at any particular time. So that throws up a lot of challenges for a school. And VanillaIP has a lot of options to address that as well. And then probably over the last 5 years or a decade, something like that, schools are becoming a lot more technical savvy. You know, they're now using conference bridges in classrooms even for the teaching methods, but also the administrators of the schools are using collaboration and conferences, conference tools, etc., for other business administrators of the school. So that's another area that they're using, and it's another area that is a challenge to the schools. But probably the most overlooked area is probably the most simple area, and that's the classroom. As it says here, the teacher's phone might be the only one not being used, because unless you get the phones off the pupils like it's showing in the screen there, they're probably going to be on the phone all day. But I think schools have got that sus these days. But it's a very simple. A classroom doesn't need a great lot of features. So this is why we've launched our education user. As I mentioned, there's lots of challenges within schools. One of the main challenges, budgets. So every pound that's spent on anything else other than education is a deterrent really to the education of the pupils. From your point of view as salespeople, there are lots of sales challenges as well. It's difficult to close business within a school. You often get a situation where you're about to close a deal and a boiler breaks. A boiler breaks, that takes priority, that takes money away from your sale. So that sale gets delayed. I'm sure you can all relate to that. Term times, SATs times, all this time, even though a school year is, I don't know how many weeks exactly, but even though most of those weeks gets taken away because of school holidays, because of the lead up to school holidays, the first couple of weeks back from school holidays, and for SATs and things like this, you don't get decisions during those times. So it's a big hurdle for you to overcome. Since we've launched the education user, we've had a fantastic success. I can't put it in too many words, but we've seen some of our specialist education providers really growing their business by a magnitude, and that's because of the education user. Because what it's done is it's allowed them to go back into those stalled deals and go in at a different angle and talk about the education user, and that is making a massive difference as we go forward. So please use the education user. I'll be talking a little bit more now about what it is and how it all lines up, etc. It is, in fact, it's a single education package, and it's really designed for the classroom. You can use it in staff rooms, you can use it in meeting rooms, you can use it anywhere where there are few features needed. So if you need a feature-rich license, then you need to go for the smart user. But if it's a very basic license you need, you can put the education package in there. So the package makeup is, as you can see on the right-hand side there, what we've done is we've taken the smart user, we've taken a number of features out, and we've made it a very simple education user for the classroom, because they don't need a lot of the features that are in the smart user. So you can see the features that are already in there. So we've got things like we've kept in there the conference bridge, because there is a need for classrooms at time to hold conferences. We've obviously included the packet analyzer. We've included the toll fraud and a number of the other features in there as well. One thing I will point out is we've reduced the number of concurrent calls from 3 in the smart user down to 1. So you can only have 1 call at a time in the classroom, because really you don't need more than 1 in a classroom. Other things we've taken out, so that's what you get, but things we've taken out, the main highlights are, as I mentioned, 1 call rather than 3 concurrent calls. We've taken out Unity Lite, and we've taken out the 3-way conference, and also the call forwards busy, always, no answer, etc. So that's what we've taken out. You can see what we've kept in there, but you can use the education user along with the smart user as well. So going into a school, how we envisage and how it's being sold at the moment is that the office workers are getting a smart user, and then any add-on features such as voicemail, call recording, etc. And then in the classrooms, in meeting rooms, in maybe the staff room even, they're putting in education users. So you can add on additional services if you want to the education user. So if you did want to add on voicemail and call recording or other services, then you can also do so. A minutes package maybe. So you can add that into the education user. So once again, as with everything, there are some T's and C's. The education user is only on a 30-day term, so there's no eternity license, there's no rebate option. And what we ask is when you are putting the order on UBOS that you provide the DOE number, the Department of Education number. We do require this to accept and write off the education user. So at that point we will, once we've got the DOE number, we will adjust UBOS to the correct price. If you do use it with any call charges, any bundles or anything like that, then standard call charges apply. So that's really the, oh no, that's not really the education user, because I've missed out the best bit, and that's the pricing. And I think this is one of the main reasons why we've had such success with it. So the pricing is as follows. If you've got a school up to 50 users, then the price will be £1.70 per user. So that's less than half price of the smart user. Between 50 and 100, it's £1.45. And if it's over 100 users, it's £1.30. So that's a very, very competitive offering for education establishments. I've been talking mainly about schools, but it can go into colleges as well. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the charity user, which is launched at about the same time as the education user. Like schools, like colleges, the main challenge for them is budgets. The more they spend on infrastructure, on comms, on anything else other than their good cause, it takes money away from the good cause. So this is one of the reasons why we've added a charity user as well. Charities normally they operate as businesses, so what we haven't done with the smart user is, as we have done with the education user, and messed around, if you like, with the smart user. So they will get a full smart user license, but they will get a smart user license at half price, which is £1.81. We've also opened up the smart mobility license as well. That too is half price at £3.25. And for those charities that need that mobility piece, which probably most of them will, because they're just a normal office type environment. And then of course quite a few of them have call and contact centres, so we've reduced the price of the agent standard and premium, and you can see the prices there. So those are not half price, but we have reduced the price by quite a bit there. Once again, as with the education user, the charity number is required with the order, and once again with the education user, you can't use it on an eternity license or rebate. It's just the 30-day only. So that's the charity user. Just really to conclude today, it is really, I believe, a fantastic addition to your sales kit bag. Go in there, talk to your customers. For those of you who are into the charity markets, vertical market and education, it's a fantastic thing to go in with in your sales bag. So it should be able to unlock a lot of the blocked pipelines that you might have already. It should enable you to get into new customers as well, and because of that, to widen your addressable market. The nice thing about it as well, with schools and charities, you can use that as a social media opportunity. So that really concludes the webinar. I don't think we're opening up for questions today, but by all means, you've got my email address there, so you can contact me if you've got any specific questions, or you can just ring your account manager, whoever that may be. But thanks for listening, and we look forward to welcoming you to the next webinar from VanillaIP. Thank you.